Welcome. So today we are going to be, it's going to be a short video. We are going to be talking about refraction, and it has to do with it's still on our topic on light, but refraction goes beyond light because it has to do with waves, movement. It's the bending or the formation of wave when it passes through um, transparent objects, or when it passes through a translucent object, as we have been talking about when we talk about light. For example, you have, let's say, I think this is a famous example talking about physics, Isaac Newton. White light passes through the prism and then it bursts into different spectrum of light. So take note of that. That is an example. Magnifier is another example. When the wave goes, the light goes, wave, we can see light to our eyes. We can use our eyes since it's a better understanding. You look through the magnifier and things are magnified. You know what you are seeing here, what you see from this point is way bigger. So there's a change from this point to this point. So take note of that. But we can also see something like that, not just in light. We can see it in when an object enters into water. You dip your finger into water. For example, if you have a bowl or a cup of water, and then you dip the pencil or your finger into the cup, and then you notice, if you look at it from an angle, you notice there will be this kind of bend to the form. So this is also part of the idea or the concept of refraction. It's a very practical idea. Like this is a painting I created. I always bring references for you so you see it in action. And I remember when I was working on the painting, the water, when I looked at the water, you can see the way the water looks unique. We have leaves on the surface of the water. We'll talk about surface in our next video. And then we have some splashes on the surface. Then if you look at the legs, you can see the way I play with the painting here, and see the change. Immediately the character of the dog, his leg is deep into the water. You see the change, and this is because of refraction. The straight legs inside water becomes deformed. So it's refraction. So take note of that. But one thing I want us to understand also, don't mess up the idea of composition because of refraction. Realism has its place, and then also composition, arrangement, the story you're trying to tell us has its place. This is Lumitra fan art, but you can see there is no refraction here because I was not trying to create anything unique, and the water we are seeing from this angle is like, this is our sea. It's divided, at the center or at the side, profile view. So I'm not doing anything unique. So that is why you see that the body of the fish is not touched. It's as it is. The same thing happens here also. nothing is nothing is touched. And why is that? It's because of aesthetic, because of the composition. I'm trying to tell a story that look at these characters under the water, not maybe the legs or hands of the character at this point, and then I bend it, I show refraction by pushing it in this other form. So take note of that. If you are trying to tell a story or you are trying to pass something on, you can play with these ideas. This is different. This is different from this. So take note of that. This, we are trying to tell a story, so made the water viewable. You know, if you watch animation, Disney does this stuff where in order to tell a story, they kind of break the wall. You go through the wall. Movies, they do it in cinemas too. You go through the wall just to tell your story. So it's different from painting realistically. So take note of that. So I hope you learned something from this one. It's a short one. And Merry Christmas. And I hope the season favors you also. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around and enjoy the holiday. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.